Welcome to the Z-Lister podcast. I'm your host, Austin, and I'm joined by my co-host, Adam,
Welcome back, guys.
and my other co-host, Maynor.
Glad to be back.
And today we have for you the long-awaited review of Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. But before we get into that, Adam, you want to share with us some, or talk about some industry news?
Industry news that affects us all. And with heavy hearts, I hate to break it to all of y'all that Netflix, Paramount, and Sony are in the running in talks to buy out Letterboxd as a company.
Oh,
And I feel like it'll be such a detriment if you let Netflix or Sony buy it out because they're going to put everything behind a paywall. Um, I've
mm,
been looking already into alternatives because I'm scared it's
mhm,
going to happen.
mm,
Uh, we're gonna lose all our films that we log. I feel like you would have to pay just to get everything back, or I
mm.
feel like they might just erase everything and start over, and that will hurt my heart quite a bit.
I don't think. Do you think they would do that? I mean, I know, like just app wise. I don't know, like the transition of like apps. Like I know, like TV shows, they just cancel them even if they're successful. I mean, you see, Disney did
Yeah,
that with Daredevil, and obviously they regretted it. So
I don't know. Letterbox. I don't know if they can stand alone on its own. Keep making innovations. They can be. They might be sellouts, and they might just take the
mm,
money.
Everyone's a
y-
sellout.
Everyone's a
yeah,
We'll
sellout.
be
you
sellouts.
you know,
Yes.
yeah. But you know where they kind of dropped the ball is they announced 2 years ago that they were going to put TV
TV
shows,
show never did it.
and they never did. They went back on it, and I think at least as a I think a lot of people are like, what? Like I was tracking that for so long, and then they finally said, yeah, we're no longer honoring that commitment. We're doing other stuff or whatever.
And don't get me
Uh,
wrong that they do have Patreon and like pay
mhm,
subscriptions for Letterboxd itself already. But I feel like if Netflix all the features would just be taken off. I
mm,
feel like even just writing your own review might be an exclusive like 9.99 a month type of thing.
mm.
I don't know
Am
if
I
it's like
still
the
willing
thing
to
of
pay
like
it? I'll pay it. I'll pay it. It's fine.
I don't know if it's gonna be like the thing of like Twitter, like that type of subscription.
Mm,
Well, they'll kind of just like push it to your face, so it's just gonna be annoying to see at all times.
possibly. I just hope they doesn't get to that. I hope they just stand alone and just don't let these big
AI,
companies take over. Oh yeah.
Letterbox AI. Ooh.
Mm,
Mm,
mm.
mm,
Do it,
mm.
Wait,
do
so who
it.
is it? Netflix and who else?
Netflix, Paramount, and Sony.
Give it to Sony. That's a
Yeah,
foreign company. Give it to them.
yeah. That's the one company. If I'm okay with it, might be Sony. But man, they better make their Spider-Man movies better in regards to their standalone stuff.
Mm. Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen.
Mm.
Just give me a
Any
good
other
Craven movie.
any other new news, Adam?
Nope, that was the big one I wanted to talk about. So we can get
Okay.
straight into this review.
Because
Yeah,
Adam over
yeah.
here has a bedtime
I
Mm,
on
do.
a
I gotta
Saturday
work.
night.
mm.
Yeah, nurses still gotta
Hey.
work the weekends.
Hmm.
Mm.
Well, okay. So without further ado, let's get into it. But before we share our full review, let's go over what you guys initially thought. Maynor, I'm going to start with you, man. What was your initial thoughts coming out of the movie, and what do you think now? Mm,
My
mm.
background explains it all.
Hello, Lynn.
Oh,
Shout out, Lynn.
Shout out, Lynn.
but yeah,
Man.
no.
Our
I
audio listeners, Maynor's background is the meme of the absolute
Absolute
cinema.
cinema. It
Yeah.
was I loved that movie. When I came out of it, it was 3 hours. I will say I
Hmm.
was sweating. I don't know if it
Mm.
Yeah,
was
my
just
ass was
out of
sweaty.
Me too.
adrenaline or excitement or just
Yeah.
I was wearing a
All
hoodie
of
on
it.
100 degrees weather.
Hmm.
I did watch it at 7 p.m., so I thought it was gonna get colder. No, I truly enjoyed it. I think it's one of my top favorites of like Christopher Nolan's movies.
Hmm.
I think if you've seen Oppenheimer, it's gonna be kind of like that same thing. It's like it's nothing like it's a much more like a character-driven story,
Yeah, it's a
which
story. Yeah.
yeah, which I've seen a lot online. It's like, oh, he didn't do a lot of like the mythical stuff and everything. When I first like heard of the Odyssey coming out that he was gonna direct it, I was a bit worried 'cause I was like, I think he's just gonna omit everything, like all the
Hmm.
mythical stuff and everything. I'm glad that he didn't. That he did it on like the way that he would do it. I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting like anything like a lot of people are like, oh, he's missing whimsy. If you've seen all his movies, none of his movies are whimsy. If you've seen the
No.
Dark Knight
Yeah.
trilogy, that should tell you enough on like the type of director he is.
Hmm.
Very grounded and
Uh,
practical, his
yeah.
films.
And I heard someone say like it's a very much like it's a character story, like story, and it's like more of emotional like story throughout the whole movie. And
Hmm.
I really enjoyed it. I thought all the performances were really good.
Hmm.
I thought even like the people that only had like 5 to 10 minutes of like screen time, they did really good. I wish there were
Hmm.
more characters that were, or like more of certain characters to be more in the movie.
Hmm.
Uh, just because I'm also a big fan of like the people playing it. I really enjoyed the music behind it. I
Hmm.
thought the set pieces were amazing. It's a Christopher Nolan movie, so like all the practical stuff. I also what truly got me were the little bits of horror that he put in there that he has never done in any of his movies that I can remember. And it's a certain scene like kind of throughout the middle of the movie that was
Hmm.
like very impressed, and I was like, he did such a good job in that.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
I
I
truly
know what you're
enjoyed the
talking
movie.
about. Yeah.
It is a 3 hour movie. You will feel the 3 hours because it's there's a lot of flashbacks back and forth, and you can kind of feel the 3 hours, but I don't think it's a bad feeling because
Mm-mm.
it is a long movie. But yeah, I truly had a fun time in it. If
Mm.
I were to watch it again, I would watch it again.
Yeah. Adam?
Well, going piggybacking off Maynor, I will be going to watch it again next Thursday in
Hmm.
IMAX because I'm just a true believer in Dolby Cinema, and that's the best way you can experience movies. Because if you don't have a true IMAX film, I think it's just fake at this point.
Mm.
It's just a big screen. They just
Yeah.
make it bigger for no reason. Audience, definitely definitely lean towards more of the audio quality than and the crispness of the Dolby than IMAX.
Mm.
But it could be just all propaganda. But honestly,
It is propaganda
um,
IMAX.
maybe it's hard to have a like really high expectations going into this film because I kind of already know the story.
Hmm.
Um, I've seen the old movies. I've seen the different adaptations of these movies and or the story. So I was kind of familiarized with what how it's going to be structured in regards to the storytelling, but in regards to how it is executed, that's the biggest thing that was very impressed me the most. Um, I mean, Christopher Nolan, man, my lord, he knows how to
Hmm.
make a just an environment look absolutely stunning. I'm
Hmm.
so fortunate that we live in a day and age that we still have filmmakers that is willing to go to an onset island in the middle of fucking nowhere and
Hmm.
still have a big ass IMAX camera hooked up to a helicopter is absolutely insane.
Hmm.
Um, what actually really I was really impressed with is the one scene that is such a simple scene but it's very effective and it makes you feel lived in is when they're on the boat and it's just a like a simple water scene and they're sailing
Hmm.
away from Troy and boom you see the dolphins. I was like,
Mm.
God, this is cinema, this is a movie. I know they were blessed to make this movie.
Hmm.
um but overall storytelling, there's nothing really that really surprised me. The only thing that like surprised me is certain like set pieces in regards to like how it was executed in regards to the way he interpreted how it went out
Hmm.
because of course I went with Megan and she has actually never ever even heard or of this story at all, so she
Hmm.
went in completely blind and a little spoilers for her because she might want to talk about it sometime in the future on the podcast, but she absolutely like adored and loved this movie. She's like,
Hmm.
man, I'm like, how did you miss this story? We this is what we read in high school.
Yeah, right.
This is the
Yeah,
one book
yeah.
that I actually read.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so her not knowing like the ending and how it like progresses throughout the story is absolutely like shocking
Hmm.
to me. But there's a lot of people that don't know it, and the people
Yeah.
this is their first take on this adaptation, and I applaud them. I'm very jealous of them because they get to experience such a great cinematic piece and a great story tagged along with it. Um, I just had a few gripes here and there, but I think it was still a phenomenal movie to see, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm a piggyback of Adam real quick because like
Hmm.
when I watched it with Lynn on Thursday, and she really loved this movie like a lot. And she also didn't know the Odyssey. She said she hadn't read it in like high school. So I sent her
Hmm.
this small TikTok video that kind of went through the Liliad and the Odyssey, and she like after a moment she's like, "Yeah, I didn't really need to see that.
Hmm.
it's not necessary to really know what the
Yeah.
Odyssey or anything like what it's about to really like fully grasp. If anything,
Hmm.
you're just missing out on like more of the story because it is cut down a lot because the Odyssey is a huge poem,
Hmm.
Hmm.
and like you cannot do that in a 3 hour. Like no 3 hour movie is gonna give it full justice
Hmm.
because of just how big and how many characters are in the poem.
It gave me enough. 3 hours was enough.
Yeah.
My ass was hot at the end. I was sweating, bro. I was like, I
Yeah.
need out. This fucking Dolby Cinema got no AC.
Mm. Um,
Oh my lord.
yeah, I mean, I'll just keep it short and simple. This was amazing. It was awesome. It was. I tried to avoid any type of spoiler because I was seeing like something that are like
A
unavoidable,
three
like the.
thousand year old spoiler, my guy. There's nothing
No, no.
nothing
I
to be
mean, like,
talking about.
so yeah, you're right. I knew the story because yeah, we read it in high school. But I couldn't remember every aspect of it. Um,
Hmm.
but but yeah, no, I just saw some people saying, "Oh, it's a masterpiece," and other people saying, "Oh, I don't know, is it already being overhyped?" And so I was like, I'm avoiding all that. I'm just going
Yeah.
in. I'm just taking it as a movie. This was awesome, man. This was awesome. Like, um, I don't know, a modern movie that has like the set pieces are gigantic. Like
Yeah.
it feels grand. Like it
It
feels
doesn't
like
feel
a
like a stage.
no, no, no. It feels, yeah, man. It feels
um,
epic. It feels epic.
Hmm.
like the Lord of the
Um,
Rings movies.
yeah, and
Yeah.
but this is practical. That was a lot of
Yeah.
that was CGI, and really good CGI, by the way. But yeah, like this was, yeah, it's just epic, man, epic. But yeah, so that was our initial thoughts. If you haven't seen it, please
Go
go
watch
watch
it.
it. Just go watch it.
They'll be
There's,
like
Yeah.
us and
there's
wait like 3 months to wait to come on streaming.
And I'll just say no, yeah. I'll just say that you need to watch this in the theaters. No matter what theater, you need to go watch this in the theaters at least once. And yeah,
Hmm.
I'm gonna go watch it a second time too. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it.
What's Lynn's review? What's Lynn's rating as we got her right now? If
Oh,
she's still here.
do you want to give you a review? She gave it a 5 out of 5.
All right.
Okay, 10. There you
A,
go.
a
Perfect
10.
10.
The only
Mm,
gripes that she had is like there was no pee break moment that you can
Yeah.
go and take a pee break.
mm,
And
mm.
Megan gave it a 9 out of 10.
Hmm.
Yeah. And so yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in this movie. So you guys, we might not get audience, we might not hit every single
Right.
aspect. And so, if you want us to talk about something, hit us up in the comments. Maybe we'll make a short if we miss something. You guys
Hmm.
try to help me stay, on track because it's time or not time jump, but just different storylines. But
Hmm.
the movie opens up with a horse buried in the sand, and we see a soldier who Elliot Page, who, by the way, got a lot of hate because they thought she was playing Achilles or he was playing Achilles. I apologize, and not did not play Achilles.
Hmm.
Played his own like character, Sinan. I think it was the
Hmm.
character's
Yeah.
name. Yeah, just stupid outrage. But anyway, so we see Sinan on the beach, and we see these horsemen ride up to him, excuse me, and kill him. And then immediately transitions to uh, not what's the name of the town? Is it?
Fucking Travis
it
Scott. That's
no,
crazy.
Travis
Atticus?
Scott. The
Dude, it
the
threw me
Atticus.
off. It threw me off low key. I was like,
yeah.
oh, what the fuck is going on?
Mm-hmm.
That's my only downtick in this movie. That's why we
And
need some
he
updated
only
ratings.
repeated the same 3 to 4
Hey,
lines. That's
that's
it.
what we needed. That's all we needed from him, man.
And you know
I
what? He
guess,
killed it.
bro.
And you know what? I take it back because actually that's the first scene because I remember thinking in my head, Travis Scott has the
Yeah.
first words of a Christopher Nolan movie. I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. So that the opening actually is where they open up on, man, I cannot remember the city's
Atticus.
name.
Is it
Is it
Atticus?
Ithaca?
Ithaca.
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 Yeah.
Come on,
Opens up
audience,
on
bear with
this.
us. Bear
I
with
know
us.
a lot of
There's a
Greek
lot of
names.
names. Yeah.
A lot of names. And so it opens up with the city of Ithaca, and we see a group of suitors in the Great Hall, where we learn that Odysseus, the former king of Ithaca, has been gone for 20 years. Did you guys realize it was that long? Like I know, like I said, we said already that we had read the story, but did you guys
Hmm.
remember that it was that long?
Yes.
I thought it was like 10,
I
if I
thought it was like
remember.
10 or
But
12. Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't realize it was 20.
No,
Um,
yeah, because it's the Battle of Troy alone took like 10 years.
right,
Mhm.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which they did stick because they were like they were on that beach for like 10 years, and he was gone for like
10
another
years on
like
the
three,
bridge.
and then they
Y-
were like saying
And then,
like another seven. He was on that fucking
yeah,
island.
yeah.
Mhm.
And so we learn that Penelope, the queen, must choose a husband soon, even though she's very reluctant. Um, and a big theme in the movie is Zeus's law, which states that treat others the way you want to be treated. If someone shows up at your front door, you greet them as if they were your family. Major theme of the movie, where we see the suitors have no respect for Ithaca or the queen or Telemachus, Penelope and Odysseus' son. What do you guys think of this opening scene and Robert Pattinson? I mean, just total evil, just dick.
I liked it. I
Hmm.
will say I think it's like because we're in Ithaca for like
Yeah,
30 minutes. Like that first 30 minutes, kind of like it goes
yeah,
like a little bit flash forward, like flashback and stuff like that.
hmm,
I would say this is kind of like the slowest part of the movie for
Mhm.
it to pick
yeah,
up,
yeah,
but it is carried by the performances of like Anne Hathaway and Robert Pattinson.
mm,
I hated his character throughout the
yeah,
whole movie, but it's like that's how good he played the character.
right,
Play a
Yeah.
little shit.
Yeah,
yeah,
he was just a little shit throughout the whole movie.
hmm,
Mhm.
No,
yeah,
I liked it. I think it did give us a good like starting point for Penelope's character and like Robert Pattinson's character and even like Tom Holland's character. I'm not gonna remember the Greek names.
yeah,
And it also shocked me how much of a main character Tom Holland was in this movie.
mm,
I
Mhm.
did not think we were gonna see a lot of him in it. I thought it was
yeah,
gonna be just pieces here and there. And for him to kind of just take the lead, I was impressed by it because I think he didn't shy away from like being in the scenes with Anne Hathaway or Robert Pattinson, which is like it's like a 10-20 year difference, but still like he's
hmm,
still like a young actor. He's like our age. And I think it's
Mhm.
like his first big movie that's not like a superhero movie that he's in. And
hmm.
he was like able to like
He held
I
his own.
didn't, yeah, I didn't feel like he was like he felt out of place. I
Mm-mm.
wasn't like, oh, I'm seeing like Peter Parker here. Like he played the character really well, and I really
Yeah.
liked it. I thought it was just like very kind of like slowish start to it.
Hmm.
I can agree. It did have, I don't, for some reason, it took me that exactly that 30, around that first 30-minute mark, maybe even less, to get immersed into the film because one, you started with fucking Travis Scott, and I was looking at Megan, I was like, is that fucking Travis? Why is he here? Just out of place.
Mm,
And then Nolan did this weird just jump cutting. He just keep one face to like close up like this, like up here.
hmm,
Yeah,
And it's like I couldn't find a rhythm at that point of the movie.
mm,
Once it kind of slows down, we get introduced to Penelope and Tom Holland's character. We get a little bit of story. Okay, we meet the blind guy,
oh
the
man,
doctor.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that little bit.
Oh no,
Yeah,
Adam, no.
no, I just didn't click for me.
Oh no,
like his
man, what
character
the
didn't click
fuck?
for you.
No, personally, I did not. I did
That's
Oh,
not.
that
crazy.
is crazy.
I did not. We'll get to it during some
Hmm.
points. It was not any particular scene that like threw me off. It just overall as a character, I just feel like it's just not the portrayal I liked of that character.
So
Um,
disappointed.
That's crazy.
So
I'm
disappointed.
I'm gonna be honest. I got more out of the dog than him.
That's
Oh, that
insane.
is insane. That is insane. Oh my god, I gotta put respect on John Leguizamo's name because he did. First of all, there's so many actors in this movie. By the way, like so many people pop up. He was a random one, like Travis Scott, and I thought he did so good, man. I thought his acting was great. Like,
I think if you can convince me throughout this time in this review, then maybe I'll change my mind saying it was
mhm,
okay. But I just
mm,
it
didn't hit
didn't
for
suit
you.
me. Yeah.
Dang. Dang.
I got more out of Hamish Patel out of better than him.
Yeah, he was good too. He
I
was good.
loved him in
Not
this movie. It was
Yeah,
so good.
he was great. Yeah. But another important point, we learned that Antinous, which is Robert Pattinson's character name, and like I said, audience, if I'm butchering these names, just bear with me. Um, um, but we learn that he's the most conniving and he tells this story, he tells Telemachus that his father left him here to take care of, watch over his mother and watch over him. And so basically, like, I was already chosen to be the new king. And so arrogantly, and we'll get to it, but we find out that he's full of shit. But From there, we finally see Odysseus. And when we first meet him, he's on a beach and he's talking with, well, we first see him talking with Athena, or the representation of Athena, which is played by Zendaya. And we
Right,
see
bro,
that
Zendaya.
he is lost and wondering. He doesn't know where he is, and we find that he is being fed lotus flowers by oh, I forgot her name, well, Charlize Theron,
Yeah,
by her character. And
Cersei.
so
Calypso.
Oh, Calypso,
I think it was
Calypso.
Calypso, yeah,
Yeah.
Calypso, which is super funny. I knew a lot because of really Percy Jackson.
Percy
Like
Jackson.
when he
Percy
was eating the
Jackson.
lotus flowers, I was like, oh, he's stuck there. He's in a
Hmm.
trance. And so
I
this is
said
where
Percy did this in a week. In a week.
right. We see that she is actually trying to get him to remember what happened and what happened to his men. And this is where this is where the ride really begins.
Helped
And
is a stretch. Kept him there for 7 years. Helped.
I know.
She
So
kind of gave up, let's be
yeah,
honest.
yeah, and we'll get to that obviously, but yeah, that was a little confusing to me because I
Yeah.
was like, wait, she's feeding the lotus, but then she's asking him to remember, and so I'm
Hmm.
like, where's she going with this? Why is she doing this?
It makes sense. I'm glad that what they
They,
add that
Yeah,
funny
yeah.
scene. Yeah.
it did, and
I
so
do want to say before you move on, in those
yeah,
also first 30 minutes, like I know Matt Damon was playing Odysseus, but I
mhm,
love how they treated like he was like such a surprise character because like they were not showing his face, they were just showing like his body
mhm,
slowly panning up to his face, and it's like, oh, it's Matt Damon. And I'm
mhm,
just like, I don't know why. It just made it seem like they were trying to make like this big reveal, like this is Odysseus, even though it's just we all knew it was Matt Damon. I just found
mhm,
that funny.
yeah, and so this is where our story really begins, and the story goes back and forth, and we see that they jump back in time where he realizes that he must fight with what was the king's name, Agamemnon. By the way, aura
Fire.
aura maxing, dude. This Agamemnon had so much aura. That helmet was fire. That and
Hmm.
you will find out that's the helmet in the poster.
Hmm.
And so we find that he is chosen and must serve Agamemnon to fight and to seize Troy, the city of Troy. Um, and so he tells Penelope, his wife, that he must go and it will be years and that to take a husband. But she gives him her pendant to always have with them, so she knows that like he'll be safe, and that he must. They make a promise, or kind of make promises to each other that he will return. And so, fast forwarding a little bit, this is where we see that we don't see the battle at first. We see that they had won the battle, and they had
Hmm.
been stuck on the beach, and that when they leave Troy after the battle is won, they arrive on an island, and we this is where our first big scene, where they meet the Cyclops. What did you guys think of this scene? This is probably my favorite scene in the movie. It's top two. I love the Cyclops scene.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the Penelope and the Odysseus scene because I
Hmm.
enjoyed that they're sharing in regards to like even how long, like even if he's gone for so long, I want you to keep the little pendant, make
Hmm.
sure that if you are still out there that people can identify you or who you
Yeah.
are and distinguish who you are to make sure that like oh you're still alive once
Hmm.
stories head back because obviously it's been 10 years of the war so you never know. And
Yeah.
like you said, like they can return. Like you see throughout the movie, like you take a piece of someone, if you can't bring them back, you take a memento of them, you can return it to their loved one, and you
Hmm.
know that it can confirm that that was them. But yeah, like you said, I really enjoyed that scene. It's very touching.
Hmm.
And of course, when we get to the new island, this is like when we go into these like new island is like a
Hmm.
what anime it was what I was trying to refer it to, but I couldn't remember, can't remember it.
Hmm.
Um,
One Piece.
it was so yeah, basically One Piece. I haven't watched it in like a month. It's so like mystical and it's like it has its own like aura and character to it, and it's just like
Hmm.
a different feeling each time. And my lord, the amount of fucking getting on and running is absolutely hilarious
Oh
every single
God.
time.
Yeah. Yeah. Maynor, the
Yeah.
Cyclops scene, man.
No, I truly enjoyed the Cyclops scene. And just to like backtrack a little bit, I did like Odysseus and Penelope's characters a lot because like they
Hmm.
don't share many scenes together. But like Matt Damon and Anne Hathaway have really good chemistry, and the script is really good into like you are truly rooting for them to get like back together. Because I don't remember
Hmm.
a lot of the Odyssey. Like we read this like 10, 12 years ago at
Yeah.
this point. Um, so I completely forgot it was like also like a love story, but I was like
Hmm.
rooting for them, and they like make me believe like they love each other,
Yeah.
um, and it was just really great to see. Because I
Yeah.
also think like that's something of like Christopher Nolan's weakest point. I think it's like making like two characters like feel
Romantic
like
situations.
romantic situations. Like in
Yeah.
every movie that he's made, I feel like that's his weakest point, but
Hmm.
it really glows here, and it's like I think one of the backbones of the whole story.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah,
I'm
no,
glad you said
I
that because that's the first initial reaction that I had after the movie ended. I told Megan that was a great love story. I
Hmm.
mean, that if I had that reaction, I felt like Nolan, if that was the interpretation that he was going to, it was very effective.
Hmm.
And or just like interpreting the Odysseus story is like a massive love story. No matter what he has to do, he's gonna get back to her type of
Hmm.
thing. So
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, no, I truly did like the Cyclops scene.
Hmm.
And once we get more into the scene, I was just so surprised because I'd only seen the teasers. I didn't know if he was gonna go into the mythical parts, and I'm glad that he
Hmm.
did. And I really love his
mhm.
take on the Cyclops as well.
Hmm. Yeah. I liked how the Cyclops didn't talk. And then when he did, I really loved their explanation. Like, do you talk to ants? And
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that made complete sense. Like, it made complete sense. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, that makes sense. And so,
I saw the new set photos that showed that it was all practical.
Yeah.
And then of course
yeah.
like later was CGI, which is phenomenal, which I couldn't even imagine how he
Hmm.
like thought of that. It's just simple puppetry,
Yeah.
but just on a massive scale.
And
Yeah.
that's why he looks
Kudos to
so
him.
creepy too. Because like
Yeah.
when you're
Hmm.
looking at it, like it looks
He
real.
did look creepy. Yeah.
And I
He
was
got the
like, this
vagina
Yeah.
eye.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of felt bad for him when he got stabbed in the eye. The noise he made was like he had like like almost like a big baby. Like he felt bad.
I love
no,
how
he
Um,
you mentioned
was.
at the beginning because of Percy Jackson. Dude, I just had so much lore, and I just like I remember like doesn't all these Cyclops creatures like son of Poseidon and stuff like
yeah,
that? I'm like, oh yeah,
yeah,
well that's why. That's why
yeah,
they got angry.
yeah. And so we see that some of the soldiers escape, and of course that the other ones don't. And to escape, they uh, hide with the sheep and use hay as like the fur of the sheep. And this is where we see really Odysseus make a weird flaw, and our weird action. I guess I can't think of the right word, but decision where as they are escaping, where it's like, okay, we're leaving, we're escaping. He shoots the Cyclops, and this I interpreted it as later on. I learned like I interpreted it as like he feels like he so much wrong. Like he, first of all, we know that he doesn't. He's no longer the soldier that he was when he first arrived on that beach for the war. And so, and my interpretation was he shot the Cyclops not as like, oh, I'm just going to do it, but more as a like, you represent my failures. Like we went in here because we were following the sheep under my direction. Under my direction, I helped kill a city. Did you guys think it was weird when he shot the Cyclops? Like, were you guys thinking like, what are you doing?
It was weird because also like at the beginning of the movie, like we see him for the first time, or like when he was like hunting for the first time, he like
Hmm.
has this whole thing where like he strings his bow to make sure
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
the opponent knows he's there, and then he just randomly shot him.
Hmm.
Uh, what I also just like what I the reason why I thought he did it was throughout even before like before they set sail back home,
Hmm.
you can tell like Odysseus is very much like trying to define the gods.
Hmm.
Like his whole crew really like
Yeah.
he follows Zeus's law, but everything else like he kind of just defies like Poseidon's laws and all that
Hmm.
stuff.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's why he did it. Like he didn't take like the gods as seriously as his crewmates did until
Hmm.
later on because
Right.
of all the consequences that he did suffer through.
Right, right. Yeah, he mentions that a few times where his crew say like, like maybe we're lucky if we pray to the gods, and he's basically like, you make your own luck. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, we have to do it. No, the gods aren't going to do it for us. And we see, yeah, his crew is total opposite. And they even mention like when like why shoot the Cyclops? Why'd you do that? That's Poseidon's son.
Mhm.
And now we're going out to sea again. And so they're like full believers, of course, especially those people during the time. Um, and so remind me if I'm wrong. Do they go to the island with the giants next, or do they meet the witch next?
The
They go to
Giants.
the Giants.
The giants.
Yeah.
And so we see like I was saying, they escape the Cyclops and still looking for food. They arrive at another island. It's just a series of unfortunate events, really, where they see some type of soldier and they ask, thinking it's a grown adult, and they ask them for help. And then of course the soldier turns around and it's like a kid, like I don't even know how old, like 8-year-old kid, 10-year-old kid, and they realize that they are they ran into a group of giant men who are soldiers. No questions asked, just like they just coming to kill. And like Adam said, half of this movie is just running,
Yeah.
running from the things that they mess with. What do you guys think of this scene? We
I
lose a
like
I
lot of
this scene.
soldiers here. We lose
Yeah.
a lot of Odysseus' men here.
You know
Uh
what? This scene, I was like, I felt like I was like, do I remember like what part of the sequence of this story is? Because I didn't remember them going to Giants. I thought it was just
Cyclops.
the Cyclops, and then definitely like the big like the
Hmm.
wormhole thing in the sea.
Hmm.
But I know that people are so picky about the original text and how I mean, it's a
Oh
movie,
yeah.
it's an interpretation. Of course, they're like, okay, it's not going to be real giants. They're like, why do these giants have full on armor and swords and know how to fight? But I think
Hmm.
that made it even more intimidating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It
for
was fucking
sure,
Because they
dude.
scary.
can do anything.
No,
um,
dude.
let me tell you, the anxiety that I got during that scene because what the fucking trees were moving to, I
Yeah.
was like, I don't
Oh,
know what was
dude.
going on. I was
I
like,
don't
I'm
know
fucking
either.
pissed. Just like I can see the scene right there. They're not running. I forgot they're not running fast enough.
Hmm. Yeah, I was wondering why they did that, because I'm like, wait, what's happening? The trees are
Mhm.
moving. And I was like, okay, are they trying to say it's the disorientation from just the like battles, like war, like everything, like you
Mhm.
don't even know, like it's not reality almost. Like you're just locked into
Like
escaping or
hallucination or
fighting.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was wondering why they did that. Because it's only for a quick, like a few seconds. And then like
Because
the
like those guys get
next,
like trapped like in a
in the
jail and got
trees,
stabbed. I was
dude.
like, what happened?
I know, I know. I thought that was kind of strange too, because it's like they just like, huh, and they're not moving,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what are you guys doing? And then you see that they're trapped.
It's just the mystics and magic of the island. So I'll
Yeah,
just chop it up as that.
yeah, yeah. Um, but
Too
yeah, no,
scary.
you're right. This was a high anxiety scene, because it's like there was nothing. They knew immediately, like we gotta go, like we gotta go. And like I said, we see, man, like 75% of Odysseus' men die. Two
They lose a
ships are
whole
sunk.
ship. Yeah.
They two. They
Yeah.
Oh,
lose
dude, yeah.
two.
It was
Yeah.
too that they were there's only one ship that escaped that scene.
Hmm.
I was like, where do they keep getting? Because I I know it's very nitpicky. If I'm like, I keep seeing more and more men, but where are these motherfuckers coming from? Because
Hmm.
I'm like, I feel like I just saw like at least five. I mean, okay, wait. I'm taking back my comment because I know half of like more than half stayed on the ship when they went into the cave with
Yeah,
Cyclops.
yeah.
So it was a
Yeah.
boarding party. So when they went to this that search, so they lost like five people, like a couple got
Hmm.
eaten. I feel like all of them went onto this island this time,
Mm.
and I feel like quite a bit of them got their ass handed to them on that island itself. But
Hmm.
of
Oh
course, I
yeah,
mean,
and
we
that
don't leave with
island
them.
alone, they lost. Yeah, like two
Yeah,
thirds of the whole
yeah,
crew.
Yeah,
exactly. They lost two ships, so
yeah.
but yeah,
Yes,
it was good. I enjoyed the lighting in this scene too. It was very
man.
like white and like very like the color just felt like it popped during the scene.
Yeah, that was honestly, like, now that you mention it, I thought the best technical aspect of the film was the lighting. I thought that this film was lit so well, like the fires. Just man, I just thought, yeah,
I
I really enjoyed the lighting in this movie. But
I don't know
in the
about
mean,
you, but it was loud as fuck during.
oh,
Every
super
Christopher Nolan.
loud,
Okay,
super loud, no,
so
obnoxiously loud,
yeah, I didn't
obnoxiously.
get. I keep my mind will keep going back to the Cyclops scene because
Mhm. It
I didn't
was.
get quite get to that point when I was talking
Hmm.
about. But when you were saying they were talking or when they stabbed him, I was
Hmm.
like, I had to cover my ears
Oh,
because
the
it was
Yeah.
scream.
fucking loud.
That was the loudest scene in the movie in my theater. I was
Yeah,
like, I almost covered my ears. And it
I
wasn't like
covered my
just a quick
ears.
yell. It was like a whole
I feel like if you
thing.
were watching this movie like in the midnight release, and when you
Hmm.
get to that part's gonna wake you up for the rest of the movie, just
Hmm.
because it
Hmm.
is so loud in that Dolby
It's
theater.
so loud. Yeah.
And
That's the.
my ass was vibrating. It was like
Hmm.
some of the bass in this movie. It was like crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. It was because I watched it in IMAX.
That's
And
Travis adding a little flair in there.
And so while that story is being told, we still go back to the technically the future, where we learn that Penelope is given a basically she's told that once she finishes crocheting her blanket or some type of shroud, she must choose a suitor, a husband. And that forces Telemachus, her son, to try to go find Odysseus. We learn that he's not of age. And so I was wondering about that. I'm like, wait, why doesn't Telemachus be king?
Mhm.
Because, all these stories, like it's the next in line. But we find out that he's not of age. And basically, his mom puts him in his place a lot, to be honest, too. Like, you want to lead, but you're not a man. Like, you
You're a
want to,
boy.
yeah, you're a
Oh boy.
boy. Yeah. And I really like, I know this is said towards the end of the movie, but it doesn't matter. It's no spoiler.
Mhm.
I love how she says, like, I've been here for 20 years learning everything. And basically, a man is the one that has to make the decision.
Mhm.
Like, I've been here, ruling. And so I loved Anne Hathaway. I thought she gave probably the best performance
That
in the
was a great
movie.
oh
monologue
yeah.
during that part in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. And so Telemachus decides that he must find out what happened to his father, whether it's death or if he's alive. And so that
And
is
then
a
he
little.
also knows that he has to go away because if not, because of Zeus laws, if he punches or attacks one of the visitors,
Yes, they
like they
can
have
kill
the
him.
right, yeah.
Yeah,
And
they have
they
the right.
throughout the whole time, like they're just trying to provoke him by like kicking the dog and like
Mhm.
being mean to the beggars and even the blind
Hmm.
guy that Adam so much like hates so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fucking yeeted that dog off the damn cliff.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
Yeah, I
the
was gonna. By the
bees!
way,
No
audience,
one does talk
The
about
trigger
that
babies
warning,
scream.
dude.
survive.
I was like,
Trigger.
whoa!
I
But no,
know.
that did not affect my feeling about his character. Maybe a little, but
Oh man.
Just
Yeah. Yeah.
boom.
Just brief mentioning the audience trigger warning. There is no there like it. A scene starts and let's just say a puppy is off a cliff like immediately, and it's like, oh my god,
Like half a
like
second.
it
there was
caught me so
no.
off guard.
Me
I was
too.
like,
Yeah.
Me
I thought
too.
he was just gonna put it back in the basket. No, he just
It,
fucking threw it off the
it
cliff.
reminded me of 300 where they throw the baby off the cliff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that story is going on in the backstory, and we also see that Antinius he plots to kill Telemachus, and so while that's going on, we go back. Like I said, this story goes back and forth.
Dr. Dre is also in this movie. I just want to say
What?
Dr. Dre.
Oh, Corey
Mhm.
Hawkins.
Mhm.
um, but yeah.
Which
So
he
we
did
go.
good.
Yeah, he did. We go back to Odysseus, and we see that because they were not able to find food on the island with the giants, they're like, we have to stop at this next island. Where this is where we finally see that Odysseus's men start to not trust him anymore. Where they say, "Hey, you stay here, and we're gonna go search this island. You stay here." And
It's
so,
valid. We just
yeah,
lost two fucking ships.
yeah, yeah. Well, actually, I don't think it was valid. They were do. He didn't know that those giants were there, and they were really just saying that because they feel like he defied the gods.
Yeah.
And so,
And he had no
uh,
remorse about it either.
no, no. And so we see that the troop make their way up to a little small home where they meet Cersei. As soon as I heard the name, I'm like, oh, this
Mhm.
can't be good. Game of Thrones already programmed me to know that
Yeah.
this can't be good. And so we see that Cersei is actually a witch. Maynor, you kind of mentioned this earlier that you thought this was a very impressive scene coming from Christopher Nolan because he's never really done
Mhm.
anything horrifying like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about it because I thought this was really good.
I truly enjoyed this movie because, or like this scene, because it also reminded me of like Spirited Away, because like the
Yes.
parents turn into pigs, but in
Yeah.
that movie you don't really see the transformation.
Yeah.
So I don't remember this part of the story at all in the book,
Hmm.
but
Hmm. Me
well, they were
either.
like eating like I was more surprised because, like I said before, like Christopher Nolan really doesn't do horror in any of his
Hmm.
movies. Like even the Batman Begins, considering like the main villain in that movie, Scarecrow, the
Yeah.
horror in there wasn't like scary, it was just more like imagery or like screen stuff.
Right.
And this one, when they were like all eating like the food, you felt
Hmm.
so disgusting watching them eat. But it was like to provoke you to like make you feel like uneasy. And then
Hmm.
when she just starts grabbing their faces and like morphing them
Mm.
into pigs,
Yeah.
though I don't
Oh
know
Yeah.
how
man,
he
that
did
god.
it, but that
It
was
was really
making
good.
me, yeah, it made me like quench. Like I was like horrified the whole entire time. I like looked
Hmm.
over to Lynn and I told her I was like, I don't know how he's doing it, but I'm like scared right now. Like my stomach is hurting just watching them like getting turned into pigs slowly.
Yeah.
It's the fucking
Yeah.
ASMR with them like just chowing down at the same
Chow.
time with like all
And then
Yes.
I was
she's
like,
just
just stop.
narrating.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All the
Yeah.
bone crunching and like the reformation of their faces and body. I was like, oh man, the sound is getting to me right now.
Hmm.
And at first I
Yeah.
thought they were turning into werewolves, but then it's like
Oh.
pigs. Because like she
Yeah.
kind of did like the nose and the mouth first.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like really, I don't know, half practical, half CGI, whatever it is. He
Hmm.
did it so well where like it looked real, like it looked
Yeah.
really real,
I
like
Yeah.
he was actually
I
molding.
hope they ask about that one day and see what he says. I
Yeah,
Oh,
feel like
I'm
it's
sure it
half
was
and half.
practical. I'm sure it was mostly practical, really, because all they really needed to do was have a mask, a
And then
molding
pull,
mask,
yeah, and pull,
because it's not like they
plastic.
really showed her like stretching stuff out,
Yeah.
like, but yeah, no, I thought this was, yeah, like you said, really good, especially from he's not really done horror, in any of his movies, so this was really good, and it was a good analogy, and we hear her say that when Odysseus ends up finding them, we do like she ends up saying like these soldiers were pigs and like just wanted to take my things, and I kind of understood what she was coming from because I can imagine, and we see
Mhm.
a scene where they arrive on an island, and his second in command is like, you should have just shared your food with us, you should have obeyed Zeus's law, now we got to burn everything down. So I definitely assume that she has encountered soldiers like that,
I think that's
that
the
like,
first island they actually landed on after the
yeah,
expedition.
that was
Yeah,
the first island, and it's important. We should address it because it's important to know, like they like they're not necessarily good. Like like it's times of war, and they use the gods to, and a major theme in the movie, they use the gods to help make their decisions and like justify their decisions. And so yeah. Did you guys think they were coming back? I didn't think they were coming back.
No. Yeah, I
I that
remember. No.
it was very odd feeling for me because I was like, okay, once they got turned into pigs, I'm like, that's it. They're done. He's on
Hmm.
his own at this point.
Yeah.
So I don't remember anything else in regards to the crew carrying on after this. But
Hmm.
because I feel like these are, of course, being such a story that we not like knowledgeable but haven't came back to in a long time.
Hmm.
I assume that his story is going to just carry on by himself for the rest of this time. But I feel like it was okay, not a cop out, but I was like, she can just turn it back. I, she gave me a feeling where, because I was like, okay, well, if that raven in there or whatever crow, she doesn't
Yeah.
turn that one back, I'm like, oh, they're fucked. They don't. She don't have
Yeah.
to turn
That's
them
what I
back.
thought.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought. Yeah. When she said it was her sister, I was like, oh. And she said, well, she showed remorse and like didn't want Odysseus to kill her. I'm like, oh, she can't turn him back. She would have turned her sister
Hmm.
back, obviously. But then
Yeah.
we learned that she said it's just better this way.
Yeah.
And so
They get along better.
yeah. And so after, which was also really creepy when she turned him back,
Hmm.
because I don't know if you guys heard what she was saying. She's like, you can go back into your disguises now. So like staying, like she still thinks they're pigs. Like she
Yeah.
does not like them.
Yeah.
Um,
And
and
also to
so
point out earlier with Adam that like pieces of jewelry or like little things are so important because like Odysseus knows it's also his man because of like the
mhm,
ring that they left behind in the
yeah,
bowl,
yeah, yeah.
which is just like a really
Um,
nice touch.
And so once the she asks the men to leave, and she gives Odysseus some information about how to get back home, where she tells them or tells him that he oh actually she doesn't tell him that he's going to be only one, but she tells him that he must find an island of basically the island of the dead,
Hmm.
and
Hell.
they'll give him yeah hell, and they'll give him and his crew the answers of how to get home. Basically, yeah, Hades. I think she said where Hades and something meet. And so,
It's where
um,
the lava and the fire, like the lava river and like the ice river
the ice,
meet.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And so, basically, once we basically just go straight to there.
Hmm.
And when they arrive on the basically the underworld, we see that they make a sacrifice offering of the lambs, and we see a whole army of the undead rise. And in particular, one soldier, Sinan, who we had seen at the beginning of the movie and was killed. And this is where we really start getting a lot of backstory about what happened in the war. We see that this was different from the original story, that Odysseus lied to Sinan. And this was
Hmm.
kind of hard to understand a little bit, but he had lied to Sinan, and that he told Sinan to wait. Like he thought that he told Sinan to give the horse to Troy as a gift.
Hmm.
But Sinan does not know that they are hiding in there. So I didn't know that at first. I thought it was all a big plan, but we find out that Sinan was lied to, and that he didn't know that they were in the horse, and
Had
dies
to be
for it.
authentic for him. He had to believe.
Yeah, he had to believe. He had to believe. And so this is where, like I said, we see this was a great scene. By the way, this is the Cyclops and this scene were probably my two favorite scenes. We see where how they basically won the war, how the infamous Trojan horse story,
Hmm.
where Troy accepts it, and they climb out and overtake the city. I thought the music here was amazing.
The
I thought
the
the music.
the ore farmer came out.
Yes,
That
yes, he
was
did. Yes, he did.
just
Yeah.
fucking stood there and walked
Mm,
straight, didn't do
mm,
fucking nothing.
dude.
But the ore,
Or,
all the ore says it all. He doesn't have to
mhm.
do
I don't
anything.
think this is the scene where we get the backstory because that's the
Of
scene
what?
between Tom Holland and
Oh,
the
with
Punisher.
Berthol,
Yeah, that's
Punisher.
where we that's where we get the backstory of Troy.
That
Oh,
is my
that's where we
one.
get. Oh, that
That is another.
is. That
That is
is.
another gripe. I could not see John Bernthal. I feel like
Oh
it was not
no!
immersive at all for
I
me.
saw a couple people were saying that they saw
I
the
was like,
Punisher.
I was like, I didn't want to see the Punisher. I did not see the Punisher. I just saw John Bernthal, and I
Mhm.
was like, when is he gonna say it? When is he
Mm.
gonna say it? When is he gonna tell me something?
Mm.
I was just waiting. He was telling us something. He was telling us the whole story about how they
Mhm.
won the Trojan the battle in Troy. But I
Yeah.
just cannot see. I just feel like he felt out of place for me in regards to dialogue, in regards to infliction of dialogue.
Mhm.
It just didn't fit for me. I feel like all these other actors can rise to the occasion in regards to this Greek mythology that they're trying to tell. Don't get me
Mhm.
wrong, John Barthel's a phenomenal actor. He can play different roles. I think
Mhm.
this just particular one, it just I felt, and that's what I had issues sometimes in the movie because it just felt at times where I'm so used to like House of the Dragon talk and Game of Thrones talk. It is
Mhm.
English, but is worded in a way that you can still understand. But it's like back then,
Yeah.
it's like poetic talk. I
Shakespeare.
felt like it was a little bit too modern,
Yeah. I
but I
saw a lot of
feel
people
like
complaining.
I understand people complaining about that too, which I'm completely with. I agree. Sometimes at some points where the dialogue kind of switches back and forth, it feels really modern. I don't have the issue in regards to like they're having with Tom's like calling him dad, not like
Yeah.
father or whatever. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's modern adaptation, but I just feel like they should have just tweaked the dialogue or
Mm.
some scenes a little bit differently in regards to the way they enunciate and pronounce things.
Mhm. Um, yeah, thank you for correcting me, Maynard. Because yeah, let's just go there, where Telemachus is speaking with Agamemnon's brother, and that's where we get the backstory of the overtaking of Troy. And so, like I said, I
Best scene in the
thought,
movie. It was
yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This probably is the best scene in the movie. First of all, you see the scale. This is one of the
Yes.
scenes where you really see the scale because it's all real. Like you know they're walking through that.
Mhm.
And like I said, I thought the sound, the score, man, the score was like dun 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 dun,
Mhm.
dun, and it kept going faster, faster, and then yeah, like you said, Adam, once they opened the gates, man, aura farming,
I
just aura
enjoy
farming.
the trust in filmmaking where they do not need like auditory like fill in regards to movie. When it
Hmm.
felt quiet, it needed to be quiet,
Yeah.
of course. And it, like you said, it picked up the bass throughout that scene because it's getting more like triumphant. They're about to go
Hmm.
into war and go because also we don't we cut throughout that part. We don't
Hmm.
finish the rest of the war. We've seen that a little bit later on the
Yeah.
movie,
Yeah.
but like just that build up and like just seeing what was going on screen, you felt it in your seat. I felt it in
Hmm.
my legs. I'm like, okay, I'm like sitting up in my seat. I'm ready to fight too.
Hmm.
It was so good. I mean, them actually being in that horse is absolutely wild. And
That
people try to almost
was.
drown themselves. It's
I like how he
crazy.
said that like he was like we were just shitting and pissing on ourselves the whole
Hmm.
entire like 10 days they were in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, days. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Um.
Um
Yeah. Were you? I thought John Bernthal's character was going to be a dick. Like I didn't. I thought something bad was going to happen. I was really happy that he was really just honest with him and cool with him.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I like that scene because yeah, we got a like I said, it's the best scene in the movie, and we got a lot of backstory, or a little bit of backstory. And
I was
so,
also surprised by his action in these movies because a lot of the like outside of I think Tenant or
hmm
like Inception and Tenant, they do have good action, but it's a lot of like it's gunfighting and then also more like environmental action.
hmm
And this one is just like hand or like swords hand to hand combat.
yeah,
Mhm.
And normally, if you watch the Dark Knight trilogy,
Yep,
the
that's
fight
what I was
scenes there
thinking
are
of.
terrible.
yeah, they're
And
not
I
Yep.
good.
was so surprised on how like amazing the
Much better.
fights. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were so good. Like the punching and the like just cutting, swinging the sword,
Yeah,
like
the
so
sword
so
fighting.
impactful.
hmm
Mhm.
Which
Yeah,
I'm really
no,
happy
that's a
for
good
him.
point. That's a good point. Yeah, because yeah, that was a major criticism of those Dark Knight movies, especially Dark Knight Rises.
Mhm.
But yeah, and we get a hint at something bad happened to Agamemnon, the king. And we don't know what it is, but we do know that when he was home, when he makes it home, he was not greeted as he should, as Helen of Troy states. But we don't know. We don't know what happens. And so we go back to Odysseus, and like I said, he had arrived to the underworld, and when they ask him to Sinan asks him to give his pendant to his brother, who's Antinous, which is Robert Pattinson's character. And we learn a little bit earlier in the movie that Antinous was actually drawn to fight in the war and makes his brother switch with him. This was a little confusing because I didn't know exact. I'm like, wait, did he switch with him on purpose? Because did he trick him?
It
And
explained it
he,
where like I thought the brother was chosen, but he said, I want to go with Odysseus, so trade
Mhm,
with me. Well, I guess it was
mhm.
the other way around. That's what
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
Yeah, because I think also he says like I'll help your dad or like I'll pay like give you money for your dad or something. I don't think they're
mhm.
siblings, are they?
Yeah, they are.
They
Oh
are.
wait,
Hmm.
which ones? Which ones?
Like Robert Pattinson and Elliot Page's character.
Yes,
They are?
they're brothers.
They're
Yes,
brothers.
Oh.
yes.
Okay. Because I
So
thought it
yeah,
was
it was a
like
little confusing.
yeah. Because like once again, like I could not understand what they were saying, which is so weird.
Hmm.
But I thought he had offered him like money, like I'll give you money to like help with your father if you take my spot instead.
Yeah, so that's why I was a little confused. I had to look it up just to clarify because like they show him at the like he's like I liked your father and they show him as a kid like he wanted to help Odysseus like
Mhm.
with the bow thing. And so that's why I was confused. I'm like, wait, did he really switch with them? Like was it like just like I didn't know what was going on, but then when I looked it up, it said yes, he switches him with him on purpose to avoid the war
Mm.
because he's scared. And
Yep.
so Sinan asks Odysseus to hand him his little pendant to give to his brother. And we also see that important scene where they ask his men to leave and they tell Odysseus that he's going to be the only one that makes it. If he wants to get back to um, uh, not Iliad,
Ethica.
Ithaca,
Ithaca.
if he wants to get back to Ithaca, he's the only one that's going to survive. Which we see he struggles with throughout the whole movie. Really, he struggles with accepting that he's going to be the only one, even though he has these forces greater than him, basically the gods, right? Telling
Fate.
him like, yeah, telling him like, no, this is the only way, which lends to his PTSD and his, caring for his soldiers because he feels like he's failed and his humanity's gone. So he's trying to save whatever humanity has left. And so as they make it back to the ship, oh, they are
I missed some
also
part.
told. Yeah, yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Oh, like he meets with his general again, and then we get the backstory of what happened to him when he got back home.
Hmm.
Yes. And so he meets. So wait, who meets his general?
Odysseus.
He
Before
meets.
he meets Elliot Page's character and then the
Uh huh.
Aurora King.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Agamemnon.
Yes. We
He tells
also.
himself what happens.
Yeah. We also. Yes. Thank you, Maynor. We also learn as to what happened to Agamemnon, where we see that once he arrives home, he's welcomed and celebrated and is cleansed and seems like he's about to get some. And his wife kills him, Helen of Troy's twin sister, in which we find out that she kills him because he has sacrificed his own daughter to win the war, to help win the war.
Crazy.
And and it was all basically saying like it was for the gods and he defied the gods. So I'll just say it. The whole theme of this is like we
With great
it,
power comes great responsibility, as some would
yes,
say.
exactly. Yes, exactly. Like you're giving this power to like Zeus, and you're saying all these things, but are you really living it? Like, are you
Yeah.
really observing the gods or appreciating the gods, or are you just taking what they have to offer you and using it for your own advantages? And so I was wondering what had happened to Agamemnon. And so Benny Safdie, by the way, if you didn't know. Um,
Yeah, I was trying to figure out who it was, and I was so
me too.
surprised when I looked it up
Me
later.
too.
I'm glad
Me
we didn't
too.
see his face.
Me
Yeah,
too.
I'm glad because
Yeah.
it would have
It
taken
would
me
have it
out.
would have
It would have,
ruined the
yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah, yeah, it would. Yeah, he wouldn't have looked right for the part. And so once they make it back on the ship, Odysseus knows that his men will, even though he's trying, he won't accept that his men won't make it. And they tell him that if you if you do this, then this is going to happen. If you do this, then this is going to happen. So it's basically like, hey, this is happening no matter what. And we see that, as Adam mentioned, we see that they are, as they're traveling, they see the whirlpool, the infamous whirlpool from the story, and Percy Jackson too. And so, which they avoid. And I was interested to see
I want to see the monster,
this.
bro.
Yeah. This was probably my least favorite of the special effects.
Hmm.
Where he's told once if they avoid the whirlpool, which will kill everyone, then 6 men will die from the monster. I thought this monster was a little weak. It looked like a rock monster. It did
Yeah,
not look like a spider. Like they were trying to make it, I guess, kind of like a spider or like. First of all, I thought it was going to come from the ocean.
I thought it was too.
Yeah, me too.
I
I
was a little
I
confused where it was coming from.
I felt like I remember it was supposed to be like a serpent or something, but
Yeah, I
like
thought so.
yeah, it definitely looked like Rocky from fucking Project Hail Mary. And
Yeah,
it
it
had like little
did.
teeth at the end.
It did. Yeah, it did. It
They
was
never showed it. It just went
creepy.
into the hole. That's it.
Yeah, that was the creepiest part to me was when it went
Hmm.
into a hole because you kind of got to actually see it. But yeah, it was a little. I didn't. This was like. I thought this wasn't shot very well because the entire time, like, where is it coming from? What is
Hmm.
it? It looks like rocks. Like it doesn't look cool until
I
the
felt
very
like
end.
this is where they ran out of budget. Maybe they spent it all on the
Ran
Cyclops.
out of
No, I'm
budget.
just
That's
kidding. They ran
crazy.
out of budget.
Mm,
But I feel
mm,
like yeah, they could have definitely shown. I don't know why they didn't show like a full creature, or at least show a scene where actually all like the tentacles or the heads are actually out of the
mhm,
rock. They only showed it when it was like retreating, and that was it.
mhm.
And I
Yeah,
was like, okay, it's over. That's
yeah.
it. It took
That's
the
it.
minute one, and that's it.
Yeah, this is where they cut on time. Like
Yeah,
if I feel like if they like any
it
scene
was
that feels
fast.
like
It was
yeah,
fast.
yeah.
I
And
also
so
want to
that
apologize to Adam's people. The one Asian character in this whole movie.
oh yeah
Yeah,
we
He
because
couldn't
all that
hold
happens like back to back to
after.
back.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's the sirens first, and
Um.
Adam's people just could not
Mm,
hold in the
Couldn't hold back. We had
temptation.
too much temptation. But
mm.
such a great monologue from Matt Damon. The
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
explanation, so good.
Very good.
I
I'm
like
glad
that
Very
we
whole
good.
entire
took it from
time.
Himesh Patel's perspective in regards when they put the wax in and they drown out the noise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh man, you're my full
That
yellow brother, bro.
that was that was good. That was a really good scene. That's the only the only thing I remember from the story back in the day was the Cyclops and the Sirens. That's the only thing I
Yeah.
remember. So everything else was like new to me. And like you guys said, I mean, those three scenes, the Sirens, the Whirlpool, and the Monster, are like back to back to back. They're really short. So I feel like that's where they, at the, runtime, that's probably where they
Hmm.
cut. Um, and yeah, you guys are right. Like this was a really good scene, seeing it from Hamesh Patel's perspective, and you
Oh,
just
so
see him
good. I love
crying
him.
and yeah, and yelling. Yeah, yeah, I really enjoyed his character. I was so glad he was along for a long
Hmm.
time.
yeah.
I'm
Like,
glad. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't kill him right away. He's my Iguodala of the movie, bro. He's the
mm,
low key, the underrated character of this movie.
yeah, yeah. And after the serpent, he tells his crew because they're like, why did like we saved everybody, and he's like, you're going to die, like this. That's what I was told. I was told you're gonna die, and so I'm trying to save you.
Yeah, I
Like
had to explain to Megan because she was confused. She's like, "So why did they just not go to the whirlpool?" I'm like, "Well, if you like," he said the
all or
prophecy, all
six.
of you would have died. Like everyone would have died if
Hmm.
they went to the whirlpool.
Hmm.
But he was trying to like reverse psychology them to make them go to that area for
Yeah.
only for a few to die to make that decision on their own instead of Odysseus making that decision for them. So
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
he also
it was
got
confusing.
warned that's like
Yeah,
you're gonna try to save everyone, but then that's just gonna kill everyone
exactly.
plus you.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So once again, he's just
Um.
trying to defy gods and
Hey,
and
Matt
fate.
Damon just trying to go home. Got four
Hmm.
films of that, bro.
Hmm. And so
That's crazy.
Yeah,
we
Saving Private Ryan, The Martian, and Interstellar, and this movie. He's just trying to go
there you
home.
go. Yeah.
This man home.
Honestly, that's a crazy. Yeah, that's
Almost
really interesting.
fucking $600 million worth of production trying to get Matt
Hmm.
Damon home.
He finally made it.
He finally made it.
And so we see the men basically at this point are like worn. They're depleted. They're crushed. Their spirits are low and rash. They don't have any more food. And this is where we reach one of the final islands,
The sun
and
god.
the
The
Sun
Sun
God
God.
Island. And Matt Damon knows that they cannot eat any of the cattle on the island, or it will defy the gods, and they will all die. And so he tells his crew, and they all agree. Okay, we won't do it. Of course, we learn that after a while, hunger, succumbs to even, any truce that they had. And at this point, he's fed up. That when he sees them eating, he's like, "Oh, I tried. Like I tried. I can't make them." And they still don't realize, like they still don't. And it's funny they switch because Matt Damon's now caring about what the gods are saying, and they're not. And so I thought that was an interesting like turning point in their
Hmm.
relationship. And this is it. I mean, they see that finally they weren't stuck on the island, and this is the last he sees of his men. Maynor?
Such a good
Yeah.
breakup. I loved it.
Yeah.
I was like,
I didn't want it to
my
happen.
heart,
Yeah.
my heart.
I knew it was
being leaving.
happening. I didn't want
I'm
it
like,
to.
of fucking course, this fucking boat splits in half, like
Hmm.
perfectly. Come
Yep.
on, he's the only one
Yep.
on that little fucking raft. Damn
Hmm.
it, never see him again.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I didn't want it to happen. I didn't want it to happen. I was like, man, I know it's going to, but it, dang.
Do you
And
remember? Can we go back on the siren scene? What
Yeah.
was the main takeaway of what Matt Damon, what he heard from the sirens? Do you guys remember at all?
Yeah. It was, they were, it was, he said the sounds were, it was everything he ever wanted,
Hmm.
and it was everything he couldn't have, and it
Hmm.
was everything that he did have and failed to keep and lost.
it was
And
So
damn.
that
it was,
Hey, give me
yeah. I
goosebumps
just got
now.
chills. Yeah, me
I
too.
got chills.
Me too. Me too. Me too. Yeah, it was so powerful. It was like,
That
oh
came from the
man.
dome. You
I
didn't
can't.
write that down.
No, I didn't write that down.
Damn,
I
that
didn't
was
write that
good.
down.
That was
Oh,
good.
thank you, man. Thank you.
That
Thank
was
you.
great.
Yeah. And so yeah, it was just basically like the horrors of what he did in war, the family that he left behind, the what he thought he wanted, what he was fighting for, and realized I'm fighting for the evilness of humanity, not for anything
I'm glad they
else.
showed that in the visual form later on in the movie because we get exactly
Yeah,
that in the
yeah,
whole
Yeah.
sequence.
yeah.
So
And so this is where we finally start catching up to modern times, where we see that he lands on the island with Calypso, and we learn that at first she was nursing him back to health with the lotus flowers, but eventually she says that she starts falling in love with him, which I actually like. This I was kind of glad it wasn't a like, oh, I'm just trying to trap you here, because I think that's the original story. I don't know if she's
mhm.
like in love with him in the
I think it is the same thing,
it
but
is.
this is the only things I didn't like about the movie is like I wish they showed why she had fallen in love with him.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Because they didn't show it. They just said it. It's like, oh, I was falling
Yeah.
in
it
love
was
with
just
you.
over time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her explanation was over time. I just
Yeah.
show. Honestly, I'm gonna ask a question later. I'm gonna
Mhm.
answer it myself right now.
Okay.
Weakest character of the movie.
Calypso.
I
Uh,
I
Yeah.
just saw Charlize. That's all I saw.
uh,
Um, she gave me a nothing burger. She
mhm.
just gave me a whole lot of exposition on what she did. I
Yeah.
mean, granted, yes, I have Percy Jackson lore, so I know
Yeah.
the Lotus was keeping him trapped there.
Right.
And like you said, is she actually really falling in love with him, or is it more of just like a trap thing?
Hmm.
I mean, it's up into interpretation because they didn't
I thought
really
I
show
believed
it.
her. I believed
Yeah,
her.
I mean, that's what I feel like. It's up in for me. I was like, okay, well,
Hmm.
she just said it was time, and I was like, okay, well, I guess like you can explain it. The more time you spend alone with someone, yeah, maybe you draw a connection to them.
Hmm.
But that's all. Like the reason I had issues with John Bernthal too, I just saw John Bernthal and I just saw
Yeah.
Charlize, and it
Yeah.
really didn't connect me to a character, which
Hmm.
we will get into later on another character.
Um, and so we see she when she tells him that she fell in love with him and didn't want him to leave, but that, and I thought this was really good that they showed this, but that she couldn't change who he was, and that
Such
he's,
a great exposition, though. It was so good to
yeah.
explain.
I loved how they showed him trying to build the ship over and over, and like
Hmm.
always getting the supplies. I really like this, and saying like, I realize, or she says, I realize I cannot keep you. I can't keep you here.
She
And
basically
like,
couldn't win over his heart, his true heart,
yeah,
what his true
yeah,
feelings
The
were.
lotus flower clouds the mind, but not the heart.
Hmm.
hmm
And
yeah.
Odysseus' heart is
All heart.
hard for Penelope.
hmm
Yeah, he
Yep,
wants that Ithaca in him.
yep. Um, and so this is where she finally says, like, in order to get back to Ithaca, you must, you will basically build the raft and just let the gods, you just let whatever happens happen. Don't control anything. Let go. Let go. You
Hmm.
can't control. You can't control what happens.
Crazy plot
Um,
armor.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey,
That raft was like nothing. It
Yes.
was like he was halfway in the water already.
hey, Poseidon
And
gave him a punishment, but Zeus was like, "Hey, don't kill him. Don't
Hmm.
kill him."
yeah. And so this was pretty quick. We see him make it back to Ithaca, and I was hoping for more of a reunion scene. And when he meets his old weapons master, his old teacher, I was like, "Oh, you can't recognize the voice." I immediately thought he was gonna be like it's you, like or whatever, and like it
Hmm.
doesn't happen. I was like, "Oh, come on, man!"
So
Like,
let me bring this up. Let me tell you,
yeah.
I got more out of the him reunion with the dog more than with
Mm.
this
That's
character.
Yeah, no,
I
crazy.
no,
felt
no.
way more
I
for the
agree with
dog.
that. I agree with that. Yeah, yeah, and we'll
It
get to that.
cemented me. I was like, I just no, I can't. Because like I
Mm,
said, why if he's blind, he gotta have daredevil powers and heightened sense of hearing. Why can't
hmm
he not recognize this man's voice at all?
yeah,
And like
I thought.
mannerisms and stuff like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, I
Mm.
thought I was like, oh, come on, man. Like, yeah, he should know. Like, he didn't leave as a boy. Like, he
Yeah.
left as a grown man. Like, he
Hmm.
had 30, 40 plus years of knowing this man's voice. Like, and so, and I tried to put myself, I'm like, okay, 20 years, if I didn't hear like Adam's voice, would I know? And it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I wouldn't, you know? Um,
Being lost in sea for 10 years. Mm-mm.
I mean, I don't know, but gone for 20.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we see that he does not reveal his true identity because he fears that he'll basically get killed. He knows he has people there that are that, and he's told that there's no respect for Ithaca. There's no king of Ithaca. They're trying to take over Ithaca and basically trying to plot against him and his son. Um, and so we see him immediately. I was like, oh my God. Immediately go back out to sea
Exactly.
um,
What the fuck?
to go rescue Telemachus.
Valid.
Yeah. And we also know that Robert Pattinson's character, his goons are after Telemachus
Dudes.
too. Um, and so
Batman.
this is, yeah, so we go
I just
back.
want to say
Mhm.
the Tom Hardy lookalike actor, I forget his name. He was in
Oh, Logan
Prometheus.
Marshall Green, I think his name is.
Hated his fucking guts throughout this whole movie.
Mm.
He was
He,
just a little rat.
he was a little rat. He was a little
Oh
rat.
my
Tom Hardy
god.
look alike.
He
What are
was the
you
guy
talking
that
about?
Tom Holland was fighting at the end to get the
Oh,
weapons.
gotcha.
And so we see finally, we see Telemachus go to the temple. It's like a temple of some sort,
Athena.
and yeah, Temple of Athena, and his and Robert Pattinson's goons are in there waiting to plot but somehow I don't know how somehow Odysseus is there. He makes it there before him.
The
He
power
makes
of
it
the
there.
gods.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
and basically they wipe out the goons. I don't know what you want to call them, but and he does
That
not
was
reveal.
such a good fight scene.
I thought it was a
Mm,
good fight scene.
that was such a good
I
fight
thought it was
scene.
good. I won't say such like
No,
so good.
I'm gonna say it's such a good fight scene because one, I completely forgot Matt Damon has had done action movies in the
Yeah.
Bourne Identities.
Hey, yeah, man, Jason
Yeah.
Bourne.
Completely forgot about
Hmm
that. I was
I
like,
gotta
this man can
rewatch
fight.
those.
It's
Because
good. They're good.
the latest movies I've seen of him, it has been well, him getting rescue
Yeah,
Yeah.
in Mars and
Him trying to get
Interstellar.
home.
Yeah.
yeah. And
I
so
want
he
to say this is like a really strong fight scene, but just like, okay, like the first thing I was like, this guy is Robin Hood. I was like, no,
yeah,
like not Robin Hood.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, ah, man, I get where they're trying to do with Tom Holland's character. I'm like, bro, come on. Come on, I know you more worthy. You can have some fight in you. Come on.
Yeah,
I thought he
yeah.
was gonna pull something that his
Me
teacher
too.
taught him.
I mean, we
Well,
did
he did.
eventually.
He did. Yeah, he does eventually.
Does he?
Did
That
you not?
so the
Did you
Tom
not?
Hardy look like.
I don't think so. I think he
Yeah.
just.
Yeah, he
No, he did
does.
the
Yeah,
full reverse
he did.
sword.
Yeah, he did the
Slit the
reverse.
throat.
Oh,
Yeah.
all
He
right.
left his belly open, which he got stabbed in the third act. Spoiler.
Mhm.
Not spoiler because you're here listening to
Yeah.
this already. He got stabbed. He left his chest open and he got him. That's basically
hmm
he learned from his
I'm
teacher,
sorry.
or I guess the blind guy.
That last
I don't
fight
know.
scene was so me just
Mm.
being so in love with Matt Damon's fighting and
Uh,
so shocked on how good like Christopher Nolan did that fight scene. I think that was
um,
my biggest shocker of the movie.
I
yeah.
feel a little bit with his action sequences. I feel it's modern cinema, and I guess like American Western way it's shot is so much like shaky cam and jump cutting. It's like close up.
hmm
Sometimes I don't know exactly what's going on and like how he
Yeah.
did that. I feel like with more of like the Eastern culture, it's more drawn out. You see all the foot
Yeah.
movement, you see all the
Yeah.
action.
Because
It's
they can
really
do it. They can
they
actually
can
do
do
it.
it. But
Yeah.
this one is like so jump cutting to make it look like it's impactful, which I'm
hmm
not taking away from the last third act once we get to it. But
hmm
it's just like nitpicks in here and there that I
hmm
have.
Yeah. So yeah, we see Odysseus rescue Telemachus, and he still does not tell him who he is, but tells them that they must make it back to Ithaca, and that they have a plan. And he says that they must allow the suitors to come into the Great Hall again and request to marry Penelope. And so basically, they make it back to Ithaca, and when that happens, this part of the movie, I was a little worried because I'm like, wait, well, actually, we'll get there. We'll get there. And so this is where like you said, Adam, this reunion with the dog was way more impactful than his reunion with his weapons master, because as soon as the dog sees him, he dies.
He went, and the dog went.
Yeah. And I was
I
like,
was like,
oh
oh,
man.
fuck.
Yeah, dude.
This
I
is
was
why
like,
he came
man.
back. He got back.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, but
I'm
it's
like,
such a
oh my
good scene because it's not
God.
just about the dog. It's Tom Holland's character realizing it was
Yeah.
his fucking dad. It was
Yeah.
so good. And I saw that
Yeah.
tear out of Tom's eye. I was like, that's a real tear. It ain't a
Yeah.
fake tear.
Uh-huh. And I love
I was like, yes, he's home, bro. We're about to get this shit going.
uh-huh.
I was like this the whole like the third act. I was like this. Oh yeah. I felt all the bass in my ass. I was sweating.
Mm. Dude, I was so glad he said Odysseus too. Like the way he
Yes.
said, like I'm glad he didn't say dad. Like I'm glad he was like
Papa's home.
Odysseus. Yeah. Yeah. And so we see that all the suitors are invited back into the Great Hall, and he says that I just don't look like I'm a beggar. Treat me as a beggar. And basically he's scoping out what's happened. And I can't exactly remember why he doesn't. Why do they make it to the Great Hall and he doesn't do anything first? Why does that happen?
Because
So
it's the whole Zeus loss thing where he's
yeah.
like, you got to be treated like how you want to be treated. So
Mhm.
he's
Mhm.
gonna hide as a beggar because he knows if he comes out as Odysseus, they're just gonna
You're gonna
they're not
possibly
gonna
kill
fight
him.
him. Oh no, they're not gonna do
Oh.
that. But he wants to kill them because of how he knows how bad he's been treating all the people.
Mm.
Plus, it was a little bit with Agamemnon's like monologue saying like you have to like conceal yourself until like the right
Yeah,
moment
you're
because they
right. They
won't
did say
respect
that.
you in that point. So I
Mm.
guess it was just to lead up into like okay, well, he was able to do what he did once we get to
hmm
that, and they say oh, he's the true king. We respect him because we see throughout that fight people are like not even fucking picking the weapon; they're fucking kneeling already.
Yeah, yeah. Um, we'll get to that. That was Aura too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, this is where we finally get a really good dialogue scene, and we get some backstory too. When Odysseus goes to speak with Penelope, and we see
Oh,
this is where we.
hold up! You missed the part when him and Robert Pattinson meet when he was begging for food.
Oh, you're
You
right.
let
You're
me
He
say it.
right.
got
Let me
his
say
lick
it.
back.
Say it.
Let me say it. He goes, no, he did. Okay, I'm paraphrasing, but
hmm
the term he used, you fucking plate liquor. I was like, oh, he used the
Yes.
hard R. I looked
Mm,
at Megan, I was like, this man is diabolical. And the people next to me
hmm.
were like, oh shit, he just fucking said that. They
Yeah.
act like it was a fucking true like racist curse word or some bullshit like that.
Mm, yeah.
He said it with some emphasis too. I was like, oh man, he said it multiple times.
Hmm. Yeah, no.
Uh,
And this just goes to show once the disrespect for it because he accepts the law. You have to, you have to feed me, but then when it comes to him feeding a beggar, he's like, nah, 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 nah. And I love how Odysseus says it's not even, or somebody says it's not even your food. Like it's
Yeah.
not your
oh,
food. Oh, is that who he says?
well,
Oh,
no, no,
yeah.
no.
Somebody says it.
Uh,
Or is it
It is
it was
Odysseus?
Odysseus. Yeah.
Odysseus. It was Odysseus. He
Yeah.
was like, yeah, you're
Like
playing
you
with
won't.
someone else, like yeah, share someone
You won't
else's food
share
or whatever.
someone else's, yeah. And so yeah, you're right, Maynard. So yeah, we see, and I was worried here. I was like, don't do it. I wasn't sure, so I didn't remember the ending of the story. So I was like, oh man, who's gonna get whacked? I don't want either one of
Mhm.
them to get whacked, but I'm like, don't make this where it's a reunion and then one of them dies. Like, and so I thought they were gonna rage bait him, but they don't. They don't. And so this is where once again, we once they ask everybody to leave, the beggar stays, and he talks to Penelope, and he says that he fought with Odysseus in the war. And this is where we get our backstory of what exactly happened to Odysseus, what changed him, and we also see, which I thought this was really good. We see that as the city is being ransacked and they're killing people. We see that his soldiers, and right in front of him, grab a priestess for Athena, and it is Zendaya, the Athena that he had been seeing, and she looks terrified, and he just sees the horrors of war, and we they don't show it, of course, but I really liked how they cut the stone being or the head cut
Mhm.
off, and basically it breaks him, and like I said, this is where like he realizes like I left my family for 10 years at this point for this. The
Just
horrors,
horror.
like
Yeah.
yeah, just horror. And for selfish reasons. And we learned that, like Agamemnon like just wants power. Like it's not about satisfying the gods or anything or serving your king. It's just about power. Sacrificing your own daughter, killing
Mhm.
innocent people, women and children, killing and burning houses because they don't feed you. Like and so I thought this was a really good scene where he describes like, and she even says like is a like he was a good man or something. And
Wait,
he's
wait,
like,
wait. It's like,
I, I don't know. He's like, I don't know if he was a good man, but I thought this was a really good scene.
very effective
Really good
scene. I
acting.
enjoyed it.
Really good acting. This is where I got a little worried because I'm like, okay, what's happening here?
They
Why?
pull out the fucking dagger. I was like, oh
Well,
shit.
yeah, I know. So yeah, so we see that happening, and I'm like, oh man, what's happening? And then he puts the dagger away, and I'm like, wait, I thought we were gonna wrap this up. I thought this was
Mhm.
because I thought this is like the very end of the movie. Like I thought this was all coming to a head. And so this is where Penelope finally agrees, like, okay, um, I'm going to take a husband. And
Mhm.
she announces that all the suitors join her the next day in the hall, and that she has a challenge for them. And of course, I'm assuming you guys knew what the challenge was going to be. Did you
Mhm.
know, Maynard?
I
You
personally,
didn't know.
you
I
did
don't
not
know.
know.
No, I did. I did.
Oh,
Okay, you were rage
yeah.
bait me
Deep,
right
deep
there.
down, I really wanted her to just burn everyone down, like how
Mm,
she had promised.
hmm.
Hmm. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm glad they didn't take the book approach where they did like the little rings. I
Yeah.
think they took a more modern approach to it. Stuff like it's more plausible for him to actually complete that with the
Hmm.
axes tied together,
Yeah.
having a hole. But yeah,
Yeah.
this is where okay, I kind of expected to. I knew what was gonna happen, so nothing was
Okay.
really gonna surprise me.
Hmm.
The action surprised me, but
Yeah.
like not the true outcome of what happened.
Yeah.
I I knew it was gonna happen, but I was eating it up. Why? Because
Hmm.
Penelope and Odysseus' love was that strong
Hmm.
throughout, and it's the yearning that Odysseus had for Penelope throughout the whole movie that he just wanted to go back.
Hmm.
I loved the scene. I loved it, like how we saw everyone fell. I loved how Robert Pattinson's character didn't want to do it because
Mhm.
he's a coward.
A
Yeah,
little rat.
I,
little rat,
Okay,
little
let's
rat.
get to it because I want to talk about it. I want to talk about
Yeah.
it.
I do want to say one thing I do like is the stringing of the bowl. That was such a
We'll get
pretty
to that, Maynor.
sound.
We'll get to that.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was a
so
good
good.
sound. And so we so yeah, I love when he's like, well, what's the task? He's like, how are you going to win the task? He's like, oh, my wife's going to take care of that, basically. Like,
Mhm.
he knows what she's going to do and she doesn't know that it's him. And so that the next day they immediately go, which I was glad, they cut to the scene immediately after. All the suitors arrive, however many, 50 of them, 100 of them, and the task is they must string the bow, and not only string the bow, but shoot it through the axes and land it on
Mhm.
the piece of wood. And of course, none of the suitors can do it except one. And we even see Robert Pattinson. Man, he's just a
He
rat.
tried to weasel his way out
He
of it,
did.
man.
He's like, I'll wait for my turn. And when it was his turn, he's like, hey, look, I see what
We
you're
get
trying to
what you're
do.
trying to do,
Yeah,
Queen. We know what you're trying to do. Just end
just
it now.
choose. Yeah,
Yeah,
just choose,
bro.
basically. Um,
I'm glad
and
that they
so,
showed that Tom trying to do it earlier in the movie for
mhm,
like the general viewers perspective. Like, okay, we got a little taste of not just a normal person can just string this bow and use it. And
mhm.
I'm glad they used the sound at the beginning because
Yeah.
that that particular scene, I was like, I did not register that it was going to come back to this point and hit in such a way that got my balls to tingle. I was like, oh my God. I felt it in my seat. I was like,
Mm,
shit's about to go down. This is where Maynard
mhm.
eats it up, he says, which is good. It was a great third act.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
sound quality in this alone was just phenomenal. I was like, I had
Mhm.
goosebumps. Goosebumps.
And this is where we see, and I love them. You see, like they're closing the doors behind them, locking the doors, and I was like, "Ooh, it's about to get real." And then once he shoots the arrow, and she closes the doors,
I was like, oh
basically,
fuck,
Ah,
oh
it's gonna go
man, I
crazy.
was like, "Uh oh." I'm like, "Oh man," it's like that.
That's
What's
fucking
that
Jason
movie?
Bourne.
Yeah, yeah. But it's also like the Watchmen where it's like I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh. And so this is where Maynor's favorite scene. This is where Maynor had the biggest respect for Christopher Nolan in this movie, where the big fight scene, where it's basically 90% of it is Odysseus versus the entire suitors. And it wasn't John Wick style. Oh, this
Mhm.
guy's like every move he does is like accurate. It was like one at a time. I love the arrows, like boom, boom, boom. I like it when he
Mhm.
didn't pull it far back. He was just like boom, boom, boom. I love that. I love that part.
And then we
and he
got
also
Robert
had
Pattinson
Zeus on
behind a
his
fucking
side.
pillar, hiding behind. Get the sword.
Oh yeah, dude,
Get the
telling
shield. I
everybody.
was like, bro, this dude, bro, is the
He
worst.
told the guy to go get the weapons. Once they drop down, he tells everybody to grab them.
It's
And
crazy because he
so,
did not pick up one time.
no,
He didn't pick up any of it at
He's not a
all.
no,
fighter. He's
No,
a
that's to
leader,
me.
man.
It truly sums up his character because that's the
yeah,
reason why he made the decision back then. Is he's
hmm
not a fighter, and this he
yeah,
rather go talk his way out of things,
hmm
basically.
yeah. And so,
I also did
yeah,
like just the background of the lightning, the
yeah,
thunder.
yeah.
It was so good. It was like every like 10 or 5 seconds, it's just the thunder, thunder, thunder. It was
Some
really
parts it
nice.
got a little bit dark for me,
Mm,
but I mean, I guess that was just the way it was cut. It was very like
mhm.
snappy and stuff like that.
Yeah. And we finally see Tom Holland finally defend himself, like
Hmm.
like verbally and physically. I mean, not really verbally, but like physically. He finally defends himself, and like he uses the move that his trainer taught him. And he saves the day. I was hoping. First of all, I got a little worried when he got stabbed in the stomach. I was like, oh no.
I thought he was gonna die.
I was like, "Oh no, don't do this now." So, like Adam, you said you basically knew what was going to happen by the end.
Hmm.
I still wasn't sure. I'm like, "Oh, are one of them going to die?" At this point, I didn't think Tom Holland was. I was like, "Oh, don't kill Odysseus, please, don't do it." And so I'm like, I was going to be so disappointed if they went some artsy. He
Yeah.
dies, but yeah, I was like, man, the
Can I
journey, all that for
say
this.
the costume designer, whoever gave Tom Holland this third act fucking armor was like, I'm like, he got that shit on though. It
He
looks
did.
good.
It did look good.
Whatever hair product he was using too, got the curls going. I was like, yeah,
Hmm.
that's
Yeah.
my future king right there.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, it's basically the end fight scene, where we see, Odysseus take out everyone. And
Mhm.
like Adam said earlier, what I thought was really cool is you could even see some of the people who were thinking about fighting him immediately start bending the knee. Like, this is our king. The king is home. The king is here.
I would
And
bend the
Like
so,
if
knee
I saw that
immediately.
fucking guy come
mhm,
string that bow and shoot it in, I'm like, yeah, you got it, bro.
bro,
That's
yeah,
it.
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure Pattinson outside of the
Hmm.
pillar.
Exactly. Uh,
And
can we talk about the Corey Hagen one that got fucking shot in the neck,
oh, yeah,
bro?
dude.
He goes, "You're
I loved
autistic."
it. Yeah, dude. I love it. What did he say to Robert Pattinson's character before he killed him? Does anybody remember?
Mm-mm. It
Oh,
was
Ah.
like,
like take this to
Oh, Sin your brother.
yeah.
Yeah,
mm.
yeah, yeah.
Tell
This
Senin
is
I avenged you.
tell Sin I
Wait, are you talking about
Oh
basically
no,
Odysseus
takes
telling? What are you trying to remember?
Odysseus telling Robert Pattinson's character, like
He
right
told
before he
him
kills him.
he like this is from sin. Like he wants your this is your shame. Like here you go. Like I'm
Yes,
returning your
yes,
shame, and he
yes.
kills him.
and then
Yeah.
also says like go tell them that I'm gonna go meet him at the west of the
Mm,
unknown west.
Hmm.
yeah. Yeah.
Which he's not.
Um,
Robert Pattinson's character is not gonna go do that. He's
Nah,
gonna go
hey,
high
he
from
doesn't have a
Hades.
choice. He doesn't have
He's
a
gonna go.
choice,
He's
man.
gonna go high from Hades. Let's be
was
honest.
that character from the ground Hades, or was it like one of that like a servant?
No,
I can't
so
remember.
Oh, it was a
he's
servant.
you know
Okay.
Percy Jackson, the guy that takes them to the
Yeah, yeah,
underworld.
yeah.
Yeah,
Was that that?
that's him.
That's him.
Okay.
That's him.
Yeah. Um, yeah. James Raymar. I was wondering who it was from Dexter. If anybody's watched Dexter, he's the dad in
You know
Dexter.
what? I thought that guy was Dave Bautista. He just said a certain thing. And I was like, that's
Mm,
such a Dave Bautista thing to say. But
mm,
I didn't. Later on in the movie, when he was like telling him the dialogue, I was like, that's
mhm.
not him.
Yeah.
Okay, well, go back to the third act.
And so yeah, so we see Odysseus take some arrows in the back, and I was still worried when he kneels down next to Penelope when and they finally have the Penelope Odysseus, like, we know now that you're
Hmm.
alive. And she's immediately like freaking out, like, no, no, don't leave me. Oh, you just got here, and that's how I was feeling. I was like, no, and he's like, no, 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 not death, exile, and then you see that he's keeping his promise that
Hmm.
and we see that throughout the movie that he his shipmates and his crew and all these people are saying, like, bury the dead, honor the dead, and he's like, we can't do it right now, we got to do this, we got to do that, and he's going back and saying, I will, and he keeps saying, I'll repay them, I'll burn them, or I'll do this for them, and now we see him, pay back all those pay back for all the sins, basically,
Hmm.
and head west with Penelope and Tom Holland. Telemachus is the king of Ithaca, um, and that's our movie. And that's our movie. I man, like I said, this was awesome.
Low key
One of
left me
you,
wanting more at that point. I was
I
like, it
really,
just ended.
oh,
To
and it
me,
was
I wanted
perfect.
more.
Hmm.
When we get to
Hmm.
my rating, it doesn't might not reflect what I just said, but
Hmm.
I was like, man, it just kind of ends. Like, kind of wanted to see more of Matt Damon's story a little bit.
You
Uh,
did, though. It didn't
We
just
saw
kind of
20
end,
years of
though.
him.
Yeah,
I know, but like, it's like
you wanted more.
you know the story, but I was like, I want a little bit, I want more.
Yeah,
Like, give me
like,
more.
that's how great it is, right? It leaves
Yeah,
you wanting more. It leaves you wanting more.
Give us a 4-hour movie.
Yeah, yeah, but
give me the Nolan cut.
yeah, the Nolan cut.
Like,
But yeah, no, I thought this was amazing. Um, this is the movie of the year. This is going to be one of the movies of the decade, no doubt about it. This man, it's not perfect. I'm not going to say it's perfect. I don't believe there's a perfect movie. But the God, it was just amazing. And so I'll just give you my rating now. I thought this was a solid 9 out of 10.
Mhm.
Um, I need to watch it again before I give a 10 out of 10. I don't give anything 10 out of 10 just first watch.
Mhm.
And I'm excited to go watch this again. Um, I think I'll probably pick up a little bit more. Now I'm having some backstory of noticing some things, and so yeah, man, it wasn't. It was a cohesive story that every little piece worked together perfectly. The acting didn't overshadow anything. The set pieces didn't overshadow anything. The lighting didn't like the cinematography. It was like all, man, it was awesome, man. Like, I really, there's just no other word I can describe it. It was like, it was just awesome. It was epic. And it lived up to all the hype. As much hype as this movie had hype years ago, like when they announced that he was making it. Like, and
I
I
remember the
was like,
hype on Twitter when they showed that
dude,
first boat photo.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh man.
so much hype. And this movie is getting so much praise and a lot of criticism for some of the things Adam was saying, like like the representation of like the language, and they've already Tom Holland's already come out and said, well, technically we'd be speaking Greek, so it's like, where do you draw the line? And I understand that's not necessarily the same thing, but it's gotten a little bit of criticism. The casting has gotten some criticisms, but honestly, I think that's more haters, really just haters that don't want to see other people that look different than them play different roles. It's like, and Christopher Nolan said that he's like, I want to make it not necessarily authentic, but make it relatable too. Like, like a lot of people are like, oh, Alexandra Daddario should have been Athena, not Zendaya. And it's like, why? It makes no sense. It's just hating. It's just like, you just don't want people, in particular people of color, to be these roles.
I don't know why Lupita was getting hate for being.
I don't know either.
Troy.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I could see it.
I wish we got more of her in this movie.
Yeah,
me too.
Honestly, I
Me
wish
too.
we got more of her.
The little bit of her, yeah, she was good. She was good in it, and I really liked when she told Telemachus that, like, tell everyone I'm sorry for the things that people did for me. I was like, oh my god, because if for the audience, if you don't know, basically the whole war starts because Agamemnon's brother loves Helen of Troy, and that's why the whole war starts, and then other politics are involved. But man, like, yeah, just the face that launched 1,000 ships, and then he says, "Well, 500 now," because she has a scar. I was like, that was wild. I was like, but yeah, no, Lupita was good in this, in the small scenes that she had in the small dialogue. Yeah, I thought everybody's great. I thought John Leguizamo. I know Adam didn't prefer his character. I thought he was really good. Yeah, this was just. I know this is a long thing for saying it's a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
I mean, 9
could
out
be
of 10
10
deserves
eventually.
that praise.
Could be a
Okay,
10
before
eventually.
I say my rating, can you tell me? Can you convince me on John's character right now? Maybe I might change it. Tell me instead of the mentor, like typical thing, is there anything more that he provides for this story for me? Like in this like, not the character from the book or whatever mythology that he's known for, from this story alone.
He was the believer.
Bring to the story.
He was the believer behind Odysseus.
Okay.
He was one of the few people that believed
I can take
in
that.
him.
I can write with that.
Throughout 20 years, this man, ironically, blindly followed Odysseus. He praised this man. He put a blind eye to his faults and was like,
okay,
my king will come
this.
back.
I like this. You're convincing me. You're opening eyes, my blind eye that I did not see. I forgot that he was one of the few and true loyal followers of this the whole time that he was gone. Oof.
Yep.
Oof.
Yep.
You put me in a good. I'm glad you explained it that way. Maybe I just needed to explain to me because it just didn't hit for me.
Right.
And Charlie's character didn't care for it. I'm just gonna say that right now.
I would say, yeah.
Yeah. The character itself didn't necessarily. It was just more of like, it wasn't meant. Yeah.
Okay,
just there
I'm
for
gonna
plot.
change my rating as
Okay.
of right now because Maynor put it in such beautiful words. And that's not an exaggeration because it was great. Because I know it did click for
it was
me
good
in that one sentence.
Yeah.
Originally, it was going to be a 7.5 out of 10 because I had a lot of issues with that.
I thought you were going to give it a 5, Adam. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, really? No, I didn't think
it was a phenomenal film. I didn't have any issues with the runtime.
Mhm.
of course, like you heard my audience, you heard my gripes, what I didn't like, and some nitpicky stuff. Of course, I'm gonna involve that. Like I said, for that my one audience member out there, you know who you are. You've told me in person today,
Mm.
actually, that it is crazy that you might don't have a 10 out of 10. I don't still.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
it's valid because like you were talking about today, Dave Pointer, his pizza reviews, people know what an eight looks like. And I want to put a justified case on what my eights look like. And
Mm.
this is what this movie's gonna get. Not an eight, but 8.5 out of 10. Because
Mm.
I'm
Mm.
saving that point 0.5 because I'm going to see it next Thursday again. And I feel like seeing it with a different light and what Maynor explaining, I feel like I can give this a 9 out of 10.
Mm.
So that's
Yeah.
my take.
So you said that what did you just say? Oh, I just had it. I just had it. I forgot. But I understand not giving it a 10, of course, because I just explained
Mhm.
why I didn't give it a 10. But have you ever seen anything like this, Adam?
Mm,
Have you ever seen like really like a movie on this scale? The just man, the epicness of it. Like, have you ever really seen a story like
it's a true
this?
epic. Like I say, Interstellar was. It's a really good movie. That was an epic. That was a great story. I
Yeah.
mean, we could put Project Hail Mary up there because that's my highest rated film this year
Oh
alone.
my
It
god.
was a great story.
Oh my
That's
god.
crazy that I'm comparing a Christopher Nolan movie to a Project Ryan Gosling movie, but it was
I
that
don't
good.
think that I
It
don't think
like I
that's
said, it did not give me the same like until like the third act. It did not give me that like oh my like that my breath was taken away by this movie.
mm, mm,
And I feel okay. Let me tell you right now that this is the reason why. I actually it just came to mind. I it feels like I already knew the whole gist of the story, so nothing
mhm.
really surprised me. I come
Okay.
in knowing to see an interpretation of a film,
Right.
so it's nothing brand new. So that's why it's not getting as high as
I got you.
I feel like people are taking it out to be. I
Hmm.
know how it ends out. There's nothing
Yeah.
that's going to shock me. I just want to see how it is in Christopher Nolan's eyes, how he's going to
Interpretation.
adapt this play or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
So
That makes sense. That's a good explanation. Yeah. I'm not arguing the score. I was just
yeah.
like interested or trying to understand your perspective of it. Maynor.
Like how my background says, this movie
Hmm.
is absolute cinema. I'm not
Hmm.
gonna lie.
Yep.
Um, One, I'm gonna say this is one of Christopher Nolan's best movies from beginning to end. I think it's one of his best written stories. I know
Yep.
it's an adapted story, but I think considering just how large the poem is, and like in reality, you need like the Liliad to really get like the full grasp of the whole story because they're both connected. I
Hmm.
think his adaptation was really well. I do agree with you, Austin. I think this movie might become like the movie of the year, and it's gonna be like one of the best movies of the decade just
Yeah.
because of the scale of it. It's a
Yeah.
$250 million movie that in a time where we rely so much on CGI, everything's practical.
Hmm.
He did a lot of the set pieces practical, the Cyclops, the giants, the
Yeah.
forest moving. Um, all the boats were practical. They were
Yeah.
literally in the water, like rolling them and everything. I think the music was amazing. Once again by Ludwig. He
Yeah.
killed it.
Yeah.
He just
He's
keeps
on a
showing
generational run, by the
he
way.
is. And the music was so good. The sound, I think it's for the first time, I think it's the best sound mixing that Christopher Nolan
Mm,
has also done. One of
mm,
my gripes with Interstellar is like it's so too loud.
mm.
Oppenheimer weirdly had like too many loud moments for a movie that's like an autobiography essentially or
Yeah.
biography.
Biography. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I love the story because it's a hero's journey. It's
Yeah.
an epic
It's the
journey.
ultimate hero's journey. It's like the
Yeah.
original
Mhm.
hero's journey, literally.
Uh, I like the take that he goes with because it's like you kept saying like, Odysseus is living through the PTSD of like the horrors of war, but I think if we also see it from like Oppenheimer, it's a movie about like him creating this like huge weapon, but we don't see the aftermath really. Like only
Right.
like the last 30 minutes, but we don't really see what happens afterwards. And
Right.
this one that's the whole entire plot of the movie. It's like the aftermath of war. This is what happened to Odysseus because of all the things he did in Troy. and the
Hmm.
people he sacrificed and like even lied to just so they can win the war. The Aura King, I forget his name.
Agamemnon.
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 Because I think early in the movie he also told Odysseus like, "Hey, this is for like trade routes that we're trying to
Yeah.
take Troy," and it's like a
Yeah.
huge lie. He sacrificed his kids, and we know like the aftermath of that, and the aftermath that Ithaca has, and all this. And it's also just a beautiful love story.
Hmm.
Penelope and Odysseus like love. You can feel it with the even like the six scenes that they have together. Like it's just so good. They don't talk to each other a lot, but just them talking about each other, them wanting to be with each other. It's an amazing
Hmm.
story.
Yeah.
The set pieces are grand. I know it's gonna be compared to like um the Lord of the Rings because that's like
Yeah.
another just like one of the bigger like fantasy movies that we've gotten in like in the past 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
But it's two different things. Like the Lord of the Rings books, if you've read them, they're not that big. They're like
Hmm.
200 pages each. They go into great detail, but they're not huge books. And that's why
Hmm.
you can do them in like 3 hour movies or
Hmm.
4 or 5 hours with like the extended cuts. Um, I love the performances. I think everyone outside of Charlize Theron was
Hmm.
great in the movie just because of her character Calypso, just really weak character, and I wish
Yeah.
we got more of it. But I think it's also just a sacrifice that we had to get to like get more of
Hmm.
Odysseus, get more of his like interactions with his mans, get more of like Tom Holland. We like fall for his character. We've tried like I for one was that's the one actor I was afraid of. I was surprised
Hmm.
how much it was in the movie. I think he killed it. He held up with it.
Yep.
Anne Hathaway's character was amazing. Cersei's character like she was only in it for
Oh,
like
she was really
2 minutes
good.
and she was
Hmm.
amazing. She killed it. She was like one of the standouts of this whole
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Uh,
I agree. I definitely agree with that.
and the only two gripes I have with the movie is like the beginning 30 minutes. It's kind of a bit slow. It's not
Hmm.
like slow and there was like it's boring,
Mm.
but it's just like it. We're just like back and forth, back and forth. And
Hmm.
Calypso's whole character and storyline. That's
It's the politics of it.
yeah.
It's the
Um,
politics.
but I wish we got more of Calypso's character. Sadly, we didn't.
Hmm.
And then she really just becomes like a plot device. I am gonna rate this movie a 9.5 out of 10. I
Hmm.
think if I do watch it again, I still don't think I can give it a 10 just because of that one, like a major character, Calypso, just
Hmm.
her
Yeah.
character just not being too, like the weakest point, and she's in the movie quite a lot.
Mm. Yeah. I just, yeah, for me, it's not a detractable thing. Like it's
Hmm.
fine. Like she's there. It's not, it doesn't add or take away. But yeah, an audience, like, if I give a movie a 10 out of 10, like I said, that does not mean it's perfect. I don't think, like I said, there's not a perfect movie, out there. But yeah, no, this is gonna be, and this is not a hot take. This is gonna be one of those movies that's talked about for a really long time. That like, because as a person who's watched a lot of movies and who is like a pretty good, I would say, pretty decent historian on film productions and stuff. There has not been a movie like this in decades, like where the scale of it, the scale,
Hmm.
and so because they're just so expensive, and there's a lot of moving parts. But
I
and so
mean, there's
that's why
only
I
a
think
few. There's only a handful of people that studios will let this happen,
exactly,
and
exactly, and so
I give the flowers when it's due, and
yeah,
Christopher Nolan deserves whatever money he needs to make the story.
hmm,
Like, hey, I'm the lowest out of all of us, but it's still up there. It's still an
hmm.
8.5. I didn't
Oh
shit on the
yeah, yeah,
movie.
no, 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 for sure, no. We all loved it, obviously,
Yeah,
but yeah, no, this is a I mean, it's going to be a
it's gonna be
modern
one of those
classic,
film. It's gonna be a film study.
Yeah.
You have to watch this. It's just
Hmm.
write about it and what your interpretation or what is no one trying to portray and stuff. I feel like it's
Hmm.
one of those what you're trying to say.
Yeah, it's just there.
What's our library? What's it called? What they put it in? The national what?
The yes, the National Film Library, National
Yeah,
Congress Film Library, or whatever.
yeah.
Yes,
It's gonna
it
go
definitely
straight
will
into
be
there.
there.
Yeah.
It definitely will be there. But yeah, this, like Adam said, this was going to be one of those film study classes. Like a movie has of this scale hadn't been made in so long, and this movie was made, and it was amazing, and just like so many actors, like just man, so good, so good.
And everything was like also shot. I think like the vast majority was shot on like at the spot. Like they went to
On
Greece
location.
Yeah.
on location.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. A lot of I think they shot in like 6 different countries or something like
Yeah.
that. And so, but yeah, guys. So that was our Odyssey review. But before we finish, Adam, you wanted to do our what was it again?
Our our favorite letterbox reviews, of
Oh
course,
yes.
because this is where everyone goes to after every movie, which I saw about 10 people whip out their phones and immediately open letterbox and
Wow.
open their diaries, which is absolutely crazy. I was one of those 10 people. Um, but if you stuck around this long, you're a true like psychopath.
Z-lister.
Yeah, you're just crazy because you just hear us rant for a while, which we do
Mm-hmm.
truly love and appreciate.
Yeah.
Um, but I will go ahead and start us off. It's going to be from movie fella underscore. He gave this one a 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5 stars. He says, this is Matt Damon trying to get home is now an official genre. And I just love it.
Yeah. I
It's
never
so
thought about it
funny.
until you said it earlier, and I was like, oh my
Yeah,
God,
Saving
yeah.
Private Ryan.
And they're all
That
great
he's
too.
yeah, they're all good
They're all
movies.
great.
Yeah.
Yep. All
I
great.
thought just like a 600 something million dollars worth of Matt Damon trying to get home is
Mm-hmm.
absolutely hilarious. But that was mine. Very good review.
Mm.
What about you, Maynor?
I are we doing both or just one?
Just the one. We just did the pick two just in case we
Oh,
found the same one.
well, I'm gonna do both because I
Okay,
kind of like
that
both.
works.
The first one is from Matt Lynch. He's actually movie buff.
Oh, I know
He's
him.
Yeah.
he's
No,
a
I do know
pro
him.
one. He's a pro reviewer.
Yep.
He gave it a 4 out of 5, so an 8 out of 10. It's the Odyssey, aka the Last Temptation of Chris. Um,
Of Chris.
Chris,
That's
yeah.
funny. That's funny.
And the other one is by Soul Right PR. He's a
Hmm.
Patreon member. Look at this. He gave it a 5 out of 5, and he said, "I watched this in a 1.43 aspect ratio on my Apple Watch, just as Nolan intended."
That is funny. Ironically, The Last Temptation of Christ, directed by that man behind you, Maynard.
Mm.
Yep.
Dude, just stars lining. Zeus lined up the stars. My favorite letterbox review that I saw, she did not rate it, but this comes from Sita, and she says, "This happened to my close personal friend Percy Jackson once," and so that was my favorite review I saw. She did not rate it, the movie, but
That's
yeah, that
funny.
was my favorite.
Do we have three movies of Percy Jackson? Remind me. Was
Two,
it two?
two
It was
movies
two.
and
Two.
2 seasons of TV.
Yeah, that's right. I did not
Um,
watch the seasons, but it's all right.
nah.
One second.
But yeah, audience, once again, thank you for tuning into our Odyssey review. This was our longest and probably will be our longest review for a while.
Yes.
But like I said, if you think we missed anything or you want to share something that you noticed, hit us up in the comments. We would love to see more interaction on the YouTube channel, in particular with the comments. So, that guy that watches Adam, that Adam knows, hit us up in the comments. What did you notice? But other than that, Adam, you wanted to say anything before we leave?
Check us out on Instagram, TikTok. Maybe we'll start on Facebook. If you can't listen to us on YouTube, please reach out on Spotify. Give us a
Hmm.
5 stars and give us a share if you can.
Yeah.
That would
Boost our
be truly
channel.
helpful. Yes. We enjoy what we do. Of course, this is
Hmm.
not our main gig, obviously,
Hmm.
but it's just a passion of ours that we like, and we like to share our passion with others. Maybe it will spark something in y'all. But like I said, this is a Christopher Nolan film. Go see this in fucking theaters. Don't see it
Absolutely.
on your Apple Watch.
It does not have to be IMAX. It can be
It does
Dolby.
not have to be IMAX, but go
Yeah.
see it on theater, please.
Yep. So yeah, audience, we'll see you guys next review. Peace.
See ya.
So yeah.